Have you ever wondered why your child can memorize German words but still isn't speaking the language? Well, this video is for you. Hello, my name is Nadine. I'm a native German speaker, certified teacher, and the founder of World Language Explorers. I teach German and French to children all over the world, especially homeschoolers and families who want real language skills, not just worksheets or dull videos. In this video, I'll show you how my German classes actually work. I explain why kids feel confident speaking German after a few lessons, and I give you a live demo of the tools that we use in class. For many years, I taught German the traditional way. Textbooks, worksheets, gap filling, teaching to the test. And honestly, the children were interested, but they weren't speaking. And I felt so frustrated as an educator because when I was a child, I loved languages. But see, I learned French by living with a French family, not by filling in blanks. So I asked myself, what if a language class felt like entering a culture? And that question changed everything. Most classes are focused on perfect grammar first. They reward when you fill in the gaps, when you know how to conjugate verbs. They separate vocabulary from real life. But that's not how children learn languages best. Learners learn languages best when they interact, when they are visually supported, and when they can feel the words in a real life scenario. We also make sure that our learners feel safe making mistakes. My classes are conversation driven, visually supported, and interactive every few minutes. Now let me show you exactly what that looks like. Now let me tell you and show you how that actually works. We are in our interactive Nearpod lesson on a little game that is called Werwölfe. It's a very popular game where students have to guess who is the culprit in a mystery. So here we are. And I have a little introduction. As you can see, I provide visuals all the way. Then I ask them, first of all, kennst du das Spiel? Do you already know this game? And then can choose. That gives me some insight on whether I need to explain, how much explaining I need, or even have one of the students tell us what they know already about the game if they want to. So I'm just choosing, yeah, I know this game. Next, I will go into the rules. And from my knowledge from the poll, I can know exactly how much input my class actually needs here. So I explain, as you can see, we still have some visuals, some translation. The learners get to decide which vocabulary they like best, which sentence they want to read maybe to practice speaking. Then we have a little interactive matching game, and they can choose the English and the corresponding German word here. For example, niemand, that means nobody. So yay, I got a pair. Then I'm asking them to privately message me to see who wants to be the werewolf, the one who picks another member of the class here. Again, to set the mood, I put them into a little setting. It's nighttime for this game. It's rather dark. So they learn all the vocabulary necessary to understand where they are in this game and how that feels like, what that looks like. Maybe also describe feelings. You know, at nighttime, we might feel a little bit anxious, but we still some windows still lit up with light, and that gives us some confidence, but we know something is going to happen. So this is a way to use emotions to understand and also to remember words better, because children learn best when emotions are involved. So we create that setting here. Then I ask them just to verify if they really understood everything. I ask them to drag and drop words, like for example, die Straße, which means street, and I put it here. Der Werwolf, I can drag that over here to the werewolf, and so on and so on. and I can see in real time what they are doing on their pictures, and that gives me also an insight on how much they understood. I can also gently help them by going into the whiteboard without addressing it publicly in the class. I can just, message them or, point a little bit to one word. Let's say, for example, someone put the werewolf somewhere else, or this house, maybe they put it to the moon, which is not correct. I can go in and then just, tap on that, or write maybe like, oh, rethink this is not correct. And then at the end, we can also talk about what was hard or address any difficulties or what went well. And again, this is just to put them into the mood for this lesson and to remember these words because emotions are involved. Here's the picture one more time. Then I ask them to gently close their eyes or turn off their videos and just to listen to the story. Then I tell them the story so they get a lot of input from a native speaker of German here, and they understand what is going on in the story. Then I asked the werewolf, the one that we appointed earlier, who volunteered earlier, I asked them to choose a person to private message me who that person is. In this version of the game, the werewolf actually wants to steal a pretzel from someone. And so this is the person who is the designated pretzel person. And then I asked them to gently wake up again once the werewolf made their decision. And we have a little model role play here, imagining all the villagers come together, and the one who got their pretzel stolen is wondering who did that and who the werewolf actually is. It might be someone from the village, actually. And so we're revising past tense forms and adjectives. We have, expressions to make plans, which is very important for our language learning here to get to the next level. We ask questions and just utter suspicions. And at the end, in a collaborate board, I asked them, okay, what do you think? Who is the suspect? Wer ist der Werwolf? And for those who need a little bit more help, I can give them also some clues in English as to, where to find out and how to find out who the werewolf is, what to say. And then they can just basically write down who they think is the werewolf here and then share. And that's always very interactive, and students get into, accusing each other. Okay, so it wants me to put a name in here. Let's put Anna. Sorry to all the Annas. And now we have some more expressions here. Ich glaube, du bist der Werwolf, weil I think you're the werewolf because blah, blah, blah. So we are using sentence starters. We're using complex German sentences. It's a little bit of revision for my class here. And then they can go back and forth and ask each other, okay, I think it's you, or I think it's this person over there, because they were just acting suspiciously. Then we have another poll and see, okay, who do you think it is? And then, of course, they know, I let them know, okay, person A would be Tom, person B is Anna, and so on. And they can just choose who they think the werewolf actually is. So we have like A. And then, of course, I tell them who the werewolf is. And to just revise a little bit, we have a fill in the gap exercise here. As you can see, it's very small and fun because they can actually just drag the words into the gaps here, like die Nacht ist kalt und dunkel, etc. And then we have a little interactive game, which is called Time to Climb. They can choose their avatar and basically race against each other by answering questions that have to do with vocabulary or the game. And let me just open this here. And I will just turn off the music, otherwise you won't be able to hear me. So here you can see die Nacht im Dorf ist hell und warm. So this is actually not right. So I say, no, this is wrong. And of course the answer is right. And I can race to the top and you can see other people's avatars here and see if you're ahead of them. And this is very interactive, very much fun, especially with middle schoolers, but also high schoolers still like that a lot. And they just get into going and see, who's racing here and how can I overtake them? And so they're really motivated to answer these questions. I'll leave that here. And then at the end, I ask them to become creative and just, write a little scene or draw a little scene from the night where the werewolf attacked, where the werewolf stole the pretzel of one of the villagers. And I'll just, choose and make a moon here, full moon, and then maybe a house. I can choose different kinds of crayons. I could also just insert, any picture that I want here. I can also use the text bar and write then sentences about the werewolf night. Yeah, and again, as a teacher, I can see all the whiteboards and can interact with the students and help them. And that's always great to see. It's like looking from behind on their paper without intimidation. And yeah, students usually like that a lot too. So yeah, that was a little insight into our Nearpod lesson and how we teach that. So if you're looking for a serious but still fun German class taught by a certified native speaker, where your child feels seen, supported, but also challenged, then I would love to welcome your family. And you'll find a free intro to our class, the Kickstart German class, current class openings, and resources for parents in the description below. And you can also make schedule requests. So maybe we are able to accommodate the time that is right for you, that works for you and your child. Again, thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for being here. And maybe, hopefully, bis bald. Auf Wiedersehen.